Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. Today we've got some exciting news, so let's jump right into it. New firmware update for this little guy, the Ricoh GR III firmware version 1.7. And I think the most exciting thing about this firmware update is a new film emulation or picture profile available for free when you upgrade your firmware. Take that, Fujifilm. The picture profile is called negative film. It's been anticipated for a while. It's kind of now the twin brother to the positive film emulation that people love so much. And this week I tested it out for you. This isn't going to be necessarily a review because colors are subjective and who really cares about my opinion, but I wanted to give you some sample shots so you can make up your own mind. So in the rest of this video, you are going to see some sample shots. The first ones are going to be comparisons between the standard profile on the RAW files and then the negative film emulation applied to the JPEGs. And then after that, I've got a series of all JPEG shot with negative film that you can look at and see if you like it or not. And if you want to compare these images or look at them more closely, they're all on my website. You can find it down in the description. There's a link down there. So without further ado, let's go. So these shots aren't anything particularly special, but I just wanted to grab a collection of different colors and items to compare the colors here. So again, on the left side, you're going to see the standard profile, and then the right side, you're going to see the negative film profile. And the first thing I noticed here is that they're definitely cranking the exposure. I would say by probably 3/4 of a stop. And as you can tell from these leaves, there's also a bit of a color shift in that green from a definitive green to more of a bluish green color. Now this next photo of the harbor, you get extra credit if you can tell me where these were taken. But you'll notice that the standard profile is a little bit darker, much more contrast. Notice that vignetting going on. The negative film profile gets rid of that vignetting, brightens things up, definitely lower contrast, and I would say also a little bit less saturation. This next one, I think you're seeing a lot of the same elements. Notice that deep orange that's on the top of the boat. I think those are some kind of life-saving floaty things. They are like a deep orange color on the standard profile. They lighten up in the negative film, and you'll notice that also on this next one of this Vespa here I took by the side of the road. It's like a deep red almost to the standard profile, and then that's lightened up more to a faded red or more of an orangish color in negative film. With the cats here in these leaves or this vegetation or whatever, you can definitely see the color shift in the green. You also notice that you'll probably run a higher risk of clipping your highlights using the negative film simulation. Then these leaves on these trees, they had a really nice deep rich color to them in the standard profile, and that's kind of more of my vibe, but negative film has a nice effect as well. And then the final one, the boy feeding the three dogs in the street, I think he had a piece of bread or something like that. Obviously that kind of the same differences. You'll notice some of the shifts in the colors back in the background in that cafe or bar or whatever that is back there with the reds, the greens, his shirt, notice also with the blues. And so if that's a pleasing effect to you, then I think that this is something you're going to like. So that's really all the talking that I'm going to do today. I hope that this is somewhat helpful to you, and the rest of this video is going to be sample shots, all shot with negative film emulation, and they're not touched whatsoever except for a few exposure changes in terms of editing, straight out of camera. Standard negative film profile. I don't know that this is a film simulation I'm going to shoot a whole lot just by itself, but I do think it'll be a great base to build custom film simulations off of. So if you're interested in that, we've done some custom simulations already, and I'll probably do some more in the future. So remember to subscribe, hit that little bell notification, that way you know when those come out. All right, remember, all those images are available on the website, and there's some other articles out there as well. I'll see you guys hopefully soon. All right, bye. you.